What's up, everybody? It's Big Man Thor, age 13, and today we are going to do case number 2 of Crimes and Punishments, and this case is called Riddle on the Rails. So, let's get started. I did play this through once, but I don't remember it at all. I do remember, but I don't remember, like what the conclusion was, like who actually did it. I don't remember. So let's do this. I remember bits and pieces.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
That's his brother, I bet.
Mycroft.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr.
Mycroft
Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
I don't like him. Okay, so we... Okay, whatever. Tasks. So what do we do? Do we just head out?
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We shall be late for the train.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
One week later. There we go. Load times are kind of...
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
Holmes is on the case.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Next morning, very early. What are you doing, Watson? What are you writing on?
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Solve the mystery of the vanished train. Inspect the rails where the train has vanished. Okay. Okay, we gotta check the rails.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Okay.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
Possibly. So we gotta find a map of the local district. Okay. He said the station master might be able to give us one. Let's talk to him.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Okay, let's what's this? What was that? I saw that. Fully gray hair. Okay. Honorary badge. Spots of Earth. Why is there spots of Earth on there? Wedding ring.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Can
I would be glad
map?
to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Okay.
See you later, my good man.
Thank you so much. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, these are okay. The railroad guy. This man is in his 60s and he has probably been married for a long time. The fresh pressed herbs upon his sleeve reveal that the passion for gardening. His badge of honorable stationman reveals that he is due a long-standing employee. And all of this demonstrates his desire to live a quiet and stable life. Okay, so he doesn't want to fuck up. Sounds good. Why would you want to fuck up?
Railway post bags.
Railway post bags, okay. Is that all that's in here? Okay. Oh, the waiting hall. There we go. He said I could have this.
This map will be useful.
Thank you so much. You are too kind. Evesham and Nottingham. Okay. A common map of the railroad district was found in Everton Watch. Okay, cool. Let's see. What else can we have?
The whole train just
I know, it just disappeared. It's weird. It's weird, Mr. Watson. Alright, what else is... Okay, what's this way? Is this, the train service? Is this...
This part is probably from a locomotive.
Junk pile?
An old locomotive.
Old locomotive bell?
This part...
Spare parts.
This place serves as a storage area
Okay.
for the station.
Okay, so where do I go? What? Is it this way? Is that it? How do I get in here? What's this? Tickets? Tickets! Get your tickets.
A telegraph.
Telegraph. Any notes? Office table. Message to all stations. Mr. Robinson is located at Berdlington
a new
Station.
telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Okay. Notting, London. Composition, locomotive, coal, first class car, postal wagon, special wagon ordered by Mr. Robinson, and second
Here's
class
the
car.
train.
Huh. Wait, that's something else by Mr. Robinson. So Mr. Robinson must have been carrying something special. We gotta talk to Mr. Robinson. Okay, see, the train vanished with locomotive composition. Okay, ordered by Mr. Robinson. So we gotta talk to Mr. Robinson about that car. What was so special that it had to be ordered? You know? Okay, let's, we can ask him, ask this guy about the special locomotive car. Special wagon. Yeah,
According
okay.
to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Passengers of the train. Can you tell me
Was
about
there
them?
anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington Station
Remember
saying that the train had been delayed
Oh.
because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting.
Where's Bridlington Station?
You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
Okay, cool.
See you later, my good man.
We got a mark, and I guess we gotta check out the, so we received a message. Okay, so we gotta go there and talk about the message. So, can we talk to this guy about it? Oh, we can. Bridlington. Here we go. Crime and punishment.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
I don't know. What do we gotta do? Let's solve the mystery of the vanished train. Find out what the special wagon was carrying. Retrieve information about passengers. Alright. Well, looks like there's people in here. Mr. Robinson. There's a song about your wife.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me.
Damn.
But I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Hat. Australian hat. Expensive clothes. Heavy gold ring. Fancy shoes. Crocodile skin. Can I ask him anything?
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
Okay. Special wagon.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
Company direction.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazas Company.
Okay.
I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost. Along with the train, and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazas Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless.
Priceless, huh?
It could change the world we live in. And yet, I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
What an asshole.
Goodbye, sir.
Alright, can't talk to him anymore. What we got? Angry passenger, huh?
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Let's see, what we got? Work close. Cheap ticket. Married. Rough skin. Who is the guy? What happened?
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Huh.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir. The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean company.
Okay. What we got? We got some stuff. Let's see. Chile stay on the train? Just coincidence? No. The directors of the ship were intentionally left on the train. The control removed all passengers from the train except for the Chileans. Yeah, I agree. That totally has to be it. Alright, we gotta continue more looking on. But let's talk to the new guy. Let's talk to the new guy.
Good day to you, gentlemen.
Good
How may I
day.
help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Let's look this guy over. He's young. Young age. Off the top. Clean clothes. Instructions. This guy's just trying to play by the book. Ink smudges. What's the ink smudges from? Huh. Problem with the passengers?
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand.
Anything unusual?
Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
True that.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
Strange message.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Gap in the floor. Should have delivered today. Damn. That is weird. What's this?
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
How much? Insurance organized by Thomas L. Robinson for his prototype called the Autonomous Electricity Generator. This policy partially covers the loss of the prototype up to 50% of its value. Maximum cover amount £15,000. Insurance duration 1 year, renewable. Okay. So it would have been £15,000.
A telegraph.
We done here, or?
Don't touch anything, please.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
I think it's everything.
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from doing.
I apologize for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
Damn.
I see that you kept your gripsack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype, and this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
This Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him.
I will not move from here until I receive my...
I'm eating wasabi peas, if you guys were wondering. Oh man, I just shoved like 5 in my mouth. Oh man. Ow. That's hot. I had to water him. Where's the luggage room?
Railway post bags. Railway post. This gripsack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
Oh boy.
I think we should open it, Holmes. This is what they call force majeure. I'll keep watch.
Of course.
Nice. Another one of these. Okay. We're gonna go off this. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Is there another one on this side? Yeah, okay. We're gonna go off that side. There we go.
Look, Watson, a bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. We should study them carefully.
It's an exclusive sale contract regarding the prototype of the invention autonomous way electronic company. The buyer understands that they are purchasing the device as is, as an agreement. Mr. Thompson Robinson, the seller, is not responsible for any problems that may arise with the prototype after purchase, whether or not those issues were known by either party at the time of the purchase. Buyers is obligated to make prepayment in the amount of 10% of the prototype price in advance upon the signing of the contract. The remainder should be transferred within 1 month term.
An exclusive. Mr. Robinson. Yet another exclusive. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
What else we got? Also, prototype will bring a lot of easy money transfer thanks to the insurance and multiple. Oh yeah, Robinson has motive. Nope. Got it. Let's try to talk to Mr. Robinson some more before we head out.
I will not move from here until I
Let's try out the warehouse of this part. What is it, like nothing? Oh, pardon me. I'm so sorry. Huh. Okay. Well, there's not much going on here anymore. Okay, let's make one more round. We can't talk to him.
Scandal.
We can't talk to him. And nope, we can't talk to him. So we are going to head out to the next town, to the next stop. See if anything happens in Chesterfield. I got water, and I'm kind of a big deal. Just saying, I'm kind of a big deal. Alright, I'm Thor. I'm kind of a big deal. The train station.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Empty bottles.
A fishing advertisement.
Hello.
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
What a drunk.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
What? The 18-hour 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
Let's see what this drunk. Red nose, big ass ears, clean clothes, married, alcohol flask, fishing line.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Oh, what?
The Station Master
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Okay, train composition, instant apology, been drinking. Been drinking?
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Oh, will I ever get...
Telegram unworthy. Accident. Or left foot. The director of the Chile company were intentionally left on the train. The controller removed all passenger from the train except the Chileans. Oh, what? What does that have to do with anything? Oh. Train passengers if it's by being unsure of its station must just sit the report. You never passed through this field. The masters were drunk and the system seems unreliable. You could have such a report without even witnessing your train. It's unreliable. Oh, you guys no trace of the train. Well, we gotta look. Chesterfield Rivers should be carefully examined. Alright. It says that the railway should be examined. Oh, wrong way. Oh, what's this way?
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere.
Indeed. We're putting it together?
Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights, and heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
A handcar wheelbase.
Okay, task.
I should use the appropriate object here. I should use... I should use the appropriate...
What? I don't see anything though. Oh.
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson, I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
Okay, so...
We need to...
Wasn't there a headlight and steam whistle at the next stop? Alright, let's go there. Pretty sure that was at the next stop. I mean, he was over here. I think it was over here. Items in position. There we go. Okay, let's go through the station into the warehouse. Move, Mr. Dr. Watson. Gosh. There we go. What? It's a steam whistle, right? Maybe I wasn't supposed to leave at all.
The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher. I need something...
Do I not have a fire extinguisher? I thought I did. What?
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. First of all, the steam whistle is ready to be used. Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So, such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Ah, at any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
So, okay, we did the fake thing. What do we gotta do now? Okay, we gotta search archives. Search old map.
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly. Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham Station.
A fake train. Ha! What a clever and devilish trick.
Check out this railway switch. Field deductions. What we got? Fake train. Okay, we got this. Okay.
The switch is rusted, but it still works.
What is that? What am I supposed to be doing? Examine the side rail branch at the beginnings of the railroad switch. Okay. Examine. I did what? What? I guess I'm supposed to go down this way? What the fuck do I need to be doing? The mines.
Mines? This is interesting.
There you
It
go.
would be quite possible for someone to redirect the train towards the mines.
It goes to the mines. Examine mines and find out is it possible to hide a train there. Alright.
Here are the mines, Holmes. They appear to be abandoned. This mine has completely collapsed, Holmes.
It is curious, but to be truthful, I am not entirely surprised.
It's difficult to follow you, Holmes.
Let's see, what do I gotta be looking for?
This box must be the safe. Let's open it.
Alright. There we go. What's
The
this?
Mexican company Caracal and the Chilean Barcazas both want to buy the mines. I need more information. Perhaps Mycroft could help.
Okay. Okay. Anything in here? I'm not see anything. Oh, there we go. Collapse mine. Puzzle stone paper package. Box paper.
This is an unusual kind of paper, stiff and dry. It was used for a specific purpose. Let us look inside. Sawdust. I am almost certain it is a... Watson, could you assist, please? Do you have your pistol? Good. Fire at this package.
Wow.
Dynamite.
With dynamite, somebody wanted to lose them intentionally. I think that. Why hide something if you're gonna buy it, you know? The trace on the ground missing rails.
Someone removed these screws, most probably to take down the rails. A few feet of the rails have been dismantled.
But how long ago? How long ago were those dismantled? Vehicle traces.
Nothing interesting. The distance between the tracks is about 4 feet 8 inches. A lightly loaded vehicle came this way. There is a wooden beam lying on the rails. A small vehicle with wooden beams went down this way.
So they took out the they took out the they took them out recently. They took out the things recently, so I think they drove it in there, blew it, like the Mexicans or whatever, the garages or whatever, the Spaniards probably drove it in there to store it, and the fighters or whatever, people locked them in there, and they acted like
This suitcase contains my archives. We can
train
consult
just
with it
disappeared
if
to cover
needed.
up the tracks, so they wouldn't. That's a possibility. Okay, we're on our way to the station. Let's check out the rails out here. Wait, we haven't been to the station, have we?
A funny character. He looks anxious.
And
This is from
this scent.
Mexico.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Tarrant, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too.
Piece of burnt paper.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station.
I wonder why. What does it say?
Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans. This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
Holmes, I don't understand. Why do you care so much about this business with the mines?
Because they're...
Newspaper articles on horse racing.
Betting slips for horse racing.
Are they losing?
The sums are quite impressive.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
Huh. Oh, we're finally
I asked
messaging him.
Mycroft to find out some information on the WEA Coal Company.
Okay.
Here is his reply, and it is an interesting one.
There are two companies, the Chilean and the Mexican. Both wanted to purchase the WEA coal mines. The Mexican consortium had established an initial deal and prepared all the paper. However, the Chilean group, aided by their influential connections, managed to snatch a concluding deal for the mines. No, there has to be a grudge. There's a grudge. There is a grudge. That's why we found the damn dynamite, you know?
A telegraph.
What we gotta do? Where are we at? Where are we at again? Doncaster.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
I don't think so. There's a switch here.
This railway branch should lead to the The switch is rusted, but it still works. The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable. The railway ends here. That is strange.
There's no tracks that it was moved recently, though. So those have probably been gone for a while. Hey Digi, how you doing, man? So, I don't think they went to the quarry. I really don't. I really think it went to the mines. Let's talk to this guy.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
Let's see. What does he got? I don't know what that means, but okay. Melancholy. Like, missing button. I never did understand what that meant. He's divorced. Probably due to his, gambling. No watch.
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map,
Dang,
there
the
should be a
Colts lost
quarry
that
here,
bad. 45
and
to 7.
behind that,
God.
the lake.
Ew.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham. But I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper.
So my
I
Twitch
can't
app does
really
not show
complain.
door as live when I check the followers who are live tab, but when I browsed through all follow channels, it was live. What? So I don't show up in the app? Is that what you're saying? Let me check real fast and see if yeah, I'm on excellent, so I should be showing up on the I should be showing up. I'm sorry. Okay, the passengers. What about the passengers?
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph. Just the same as all the other nights.
Did you?
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
Horse racing tickets. There we go.
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe.
Hey,
in
this
the
sucks.
waiting
Thank
room.
you for the
Did
follow.
you
I mean,
notice
host.
him?
Thank you.
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake. Watson, it seems that both South American companies were involved in the purchase of the mine.
Oh, yeah.
The man at Doncaster who fled our approach, he smokes Mexican cigars. Perhaps...
Yes, Watson. We should certainly speak with him.
Where was he, though? Okay. Doncaster Telegram has nothing to do with anything right now. There we go. What we got? Could be sunk. The train could have sunk Flory. The train cannot be sunk in the flooded quarry because the old railway would lead to missing some rails. Agreed. It cannot be there. Okay, so and there was no like signs of it being moved recently, so yeah. What's in here? Anything? Nothing? Nothing in here? I'm sorry that the Twitch app isn't, man. Oh wait, oh cool. You need to stream more? I need to stream more, dude.
Please, sir, we would ask you not to leave. We have some questions.
Are you the police?
No, we are employed by the railway company. We are collecting witness statements about the train that disappeared last night.
Lo siento, I'm in a hurry.
Really? It seemed that you were waiting here for someone. Could you tell us if you were at the station last night?
No, I just arrived from South America.
A formidable journey, no doubt. Which country are you from?
De Chile.
He's a Chilean. Wrinkles. Let's see, what else are we looking for? Smart clothes. Strong build. Martial arts. Hold on. Nope, tiny penis. And a cigar.
Chile? But you are Mexican.
No, you are wrong. Why would you think I'm Mexican?
Mexican cigars.
Because of your cigars.
Sí, cigarrillos. So what?
Those cigars are the Ricardo brand, from Mexico. It is quite impossible to find them anywhere but there.
Pero not your business.
I don't suppose that you
would be kind of lame to say, hey, come watch Mythic Progression, and then running around in circles the statue of Highmall entrance.
Where did you
I know exactly what you mean.
They were on that damn train.
I know exactly what you mean, man.
I will stay here and hope that the authorities find or their bodies. It's now my responsibility to repatriate them.
Who authorized you to do that?
The company I work for.
Could you tell me the name of the company?
With the right people.
It's not your
watching
concern.
That be
and what is your name?
Enough
questions.
Right people.
Buenas tardes.
So he's
not a very friendly man.
He's not. He's not Chile, is he? Doncaster. Mexicans are angry. Can we hold a grudge against the Chileans group? Yep. Agreed. Okay, we got something here. What's this? Mexicans organize Chileans to stay on the train. Why control moved all the passengers except the Chileans? That would make sense. That would make sense. Doncaster telegram, nope. And nope. Okay. Let's see. What do I gotta do now? We gotta go check out the beach. Okay. We got nothing with the evidence that we have to do. Okay, so examine Doncaster railway station for suspicious. Wait, what? We didn't check out the clues? Okay, what else we need? What else? What about luggage? Anything in the luggage room?
Railway post bags.
What's this?
This post bag belongs to the station master.
Okay. Oh, lawyer. In reply to your last warning letter, I wish assured that you shall soon honor all the latest installments and need to pay according to debt. Use further Edward's stuff. A letter from the wife.
The station master appears to have found himself in some financial trouble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. If you have like 20 people watching you or whatever,
trains and railway stations.
I mean, regardless of you being you, you gotta be doing something
prototype
entertaining.
You'll find nothing.
Okay, so what do I gotta do? Am I done here? I am done here. Okay, so let's go to the beach. And I say to that about getting content or whatever. Tally made a reply on the Reddit the Twitch Reddit forums or whatever. Check that out. I don't have a link specifically. Maybe somebody else in chat does. Whatever. There's a lot of tips or whatever in there.
Here we are at the beach that is located
what's
near
wrong
the
with like the community and stuff.
Station.
What the hell? Heavy
These
vehicle
traces were
tracks.
made by carriage. Look.
Huh.
Nothing interesting here. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
Okay.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep.
Is that it?
The vehicle.
What?
The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
Let's see what we got. Rails, the mine missing. Special transport. Nope. Doncaster. Nope. Search train. Let's see what else. Doncaster. There we go. Past Doncaster. The train passed through Doncaster station, and the master reported it. Miss Doncaster. The train never passed through Doncaster. The station master lied and sent a false report. Perhaps he was bribed with the money he desperately needed. Yeah, I don't think it ever passed through there. See what else we got. Any of these? Nope. Nope. Alright. I don't think there's anything here. Inspect the beach.
An abandoned gypsy caravan. This place was abandoned fairly recently.
Fairly recently, okay. Stuff still hanging up.
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
Refuse left on the sand. Metal plate. Thank you, Aniki, for posting the post about the Reddit
label
thing.
with the name Las Zarpas.
Okay, it looks like we're done on the beach. We just had to get that thing, and now we have to do research on it. Las Sapros. Las Sapros. Las Sapros. Las Sapros. Near lake. Lake.
My search should be focused upon the name
Lysopras, okay. Lysopras. Lysopras. Jack the Ripper. Whitechapel murders in 88, right? 88. Lysopras. Should be recently, right? They said. You guys see anything? Did I pass anything? I mean, I had to pass it. What?
My son. My. 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 My.
Son of a bitch.
My.
What kind of sucks is I have to pee.
My. 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 My son.
This is rocket. Duties introduced. Oh, are you serious? Son of a bitch! God damn it! I didn't know it could be like a goddamn some other stuff. BRB.